what I've really been attracted to is what does it mean to actually be free here in this moment, in this life. And of course I had all these ideas of that. And especially the more we get educated in the worlds, even, in the Buddhist worlds, Buddhism can be quite dry, but if we go into like the Tibetan worlds, it gets busy really quick with all sorts of stuff. And not that any of it's bad, it's all quite incredible. But there's a really simple directness that a lot of teachers, and I guess it's called the non-dual tradition, are speaking about now. And I really hesitate to label myself or put myself in that category, because it seems like anytime there's a category, it's so limiting. And to me, God and freedom and awakening has been much greater than just a set of teachings or a category. And even my teacher this week, I was paying attention to a certain realm of awakening, and he called me up and he said, "You're too limited in your view of what it means to be awake, what it means, what this whole thing is all about." So in a real sense, in the Hindu worlds, or the Hindu teachings, we tend to emphasize the expressiveness of it, the vibrancy of it, the dynamic forces of God. In the Buddhist worlds, they tend to focus on the stillness, the openness, the spaciousness. But what's interesting to me is what is our experience, say, in this moment right now? Like, what is it like? We might say, "Oh, this is kind of dry, this is boring, this is awkward, this is weird." And that could be our commenting on this moment, right? Are you laughing at me, Gunnar?
No, I'm just laughing at what was said.
Yeah, it's where we always look is we always tend to look, if we're wondering about this moment, we tend to look at our thoughts of this moment, our judgment of this moment. But to be free, we need to step out of our minds. We need to step out of what we think about whatever's happening, what we think about life. And so our whole relationship to life is normally, we're just looking out there and we're judging and commenting on it. You guys know what I'm speaking about, right? Yeah, it's just like a constant mental game, and we're just always commenting on life. And not only are we commenting on it, we believe our comments. We believe what we think is true. I mean, we're wired to think that way. It would be amazing what would happen if we didn't believe our thoughts. We'd have quite a different world. And we probably wouldn't have wars and poverty and violence and anger and hatred and all these things. So a fundamental question for me has been, what does it mean to be free? So free means we live beyond our thoughts, we live beyond our emotions. Then, where is that place? Or the next thought is can I have that experience? So then we go around looking for this experience, and we go on yoga retreats or meditation retreats, or we go to this teacher or that teacher. But when we get to the teacher always says it's within us. And normally people are like, when I look inside, I find craziness. Right? Isn't that what we find? I work in the day as a therapist, so all day long I try to get people to look inside, and when they look inside, they are not happy. They tend to come see me because they're not happy. So if the sage or the teacher, whoever's telling us to look inside, and we look and we find thoughts, we find uncomfortable feelings, we find uncomfortable emotions, then what we do is we say, oh, okay, it's not in here. I'm going to go out and find it somewhere. I'm going to go out, I'm going to go to yoga and find it, And then we go and we do, a yoga practice, and then at the end of the hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever, we feel great. And we say, oh, this is my true self. This is it. This is my true self. I feel good. But when we tell this experience to our teacher, they may whack us on the head and say, no, it's not about feeling good. Freedom is not a feeling. But we say, but it felt so good. I want that. And as long as we're just chasing a feeling, it's no real different. No real different. Is that right? No real difference. Then, just chasing whatever. What do we chase? Guys, girls, cars, houses, kids. If it's just a feeling that we're chasing, then that's not freedom. So we make this fundamental mistake. One is that freedom is an experience, and it's an error. It is not an experience. To be free is a shift in identity out of egoic consciousness and into that which sees. That which sees.